What's going on, guys? Welcome to Week 10 NFL Picks. We are back here with Gled Hill. Go ahead and say what's up.
Yo, what's up, y'all?
So, a little bit of a stalemate week, I should say. Kind of disappointing overall. Cade is still 4 games ahead of Gled Hill. 88, 46, and 1. You're 84, 50, and 1. Y'all both went 8 and 6 this week. Taylor and Kyle, Eric Harrison are all tied for third. They went 8 and 6 this week as well. 83, 51, and 1. 1 game behind from Gled Hill. Then we have Gage in 6, 82, 52, and 1. He's 1 game behind them. He went 7 and 7 this week. Then you have Joel in 7th, 81, 53, and 1. He had the best record of the week, 9 and 5. And then I'm 1 game behind him in 8th place, 80, 54, and 1. And I went 8 and 6 as well. And then Preston, poor Preston, had another bad week, or not another bad week, but he's just not having a good season, I guess, in picks so far. So he is 76, 58, and 1, and he went 6 and 8 this week, which is unfortunately the worst record of the week. So he is 12 games behind first place right now, which is not ideal. But obviously, we still got some time. So we're going to roll through this week. It's just me and Glad Hill tonight. 6 teams on a bye. So honestly, there's not that many games this week. So I think but there are still some good ones. So I'm excited to roll through them a little bit. And let's go ahead and get into this. So starting off, we have tomorrow's game. We have Thursday Night Football. The LA Chargers are going on the road to play the Oakland Raiders. We have a nice little AFC West showdown. The Raiders are 4-4, coming off a big win over the Lions. We called that game. That was a big win for the Raiders. Chargers coming off of a big win versus the Packers, pretty much needed win. Chargers, in my opinion, are the most confusing team in the league because how are you gonna lose like that? They barely beat the Bears, the games that they should have lost. They've been shit in the bed all season, and then they come out home and they just kill the Packers. They outplay them in every single category, all three phases of the ball. Chargers are just a very confusing team. Oakland 24 plus points in 5 straight games, longest active streak currently. So Glenn Hill, I'll let you start off tonight. Who do you got in this game?
Yeah, you said it, man. Their offense is absolutely clicking right now. I think John Gruden actually might be a little bit underrated right now. I don't know if enough people are giving him credit for what he's been doing over there. It just seems like they're clicking on all cylinders right now. I was pretty confident in the pick I made last week. I know that was a close game, Raiders Lions, but that was one of the games that I actually I picked the Raiders with a lot of confidence there. And I don't know. The Chargers are basically playing a 16-game road schedule with, they don't really have a home stadium right now.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, it's rough.
Neither does the Chargers.
They played well last week. They were able to run the ball straight down the Packers' throat. I think both teams are going to be able to run the ball today or tomorrow night. I think we'll see some point. I think the final score we'll see both teams scoring in the mid-20s. This is a big game because both these teams, looks like the Chargers are 4-5 and the Raiders are an even 4-4. So both these teams are very alive in the playoff picture. But they both kind of got to get rolling right now. And this is a very big divisional game in prime time. Who's going to rise? For me, the question is who's going to fold. And the one team that I can really see folding right now is the Chargers with how inconsistent they've been. I don't know how things are going with Anthony Lynn and Phillip Rivers. It looks like they kind of had a little bit of a disagreement a couple weeks ago. They're kind of getting into each other on the sideline a little bit. So I don't really know if I like the culture in San Diego right now or LA right now. I think the Raiders might just have a better culture right now, and with Gruden as their coach, with the offense clicking the way it is, don't love their secondary obviously, but I think they're decent defensively. But I'm gonna have to take the Raiders at home in this one, 28-24. They went on Thursday Night Football.
Gledhill, I totally agree with everything you just said. I have the Raiders pulling out a close home game. I think this is actually going to be a pretty good Thursday night football game. It's a big game for both teams, as you said before. We're going to see who's going to fold, and I'm really excited to see it. The Raiders, believe it or not, there might be a wild card team. They're playing like it.
Yeah.
I like what they're doing right there. Really underrated. I never thought I would say this, but John Gruden is actually not doing a bad job right now. So congratulations, John Gruden. I freaking hate you still, but you know what? You're doing good. But yeah, I'm going to take the Oakland Raiders. Both teams had big wins. I think the Chargers win was probably more impressive, obviously because it was against the Packers. But I don't know. I like Oakland. If you really want to even call Oakland a home stadium, I don't see it. But I don't know. I just think Oakland is favorable in this matchup. I like what they're doing. Chargers, yeah, they had that big win, but they haven't looked good all season. Oakland has just looked a little bit better than, in my opinion. So I'm going to take Oakland Raiders in a pretty exciting Thursday night football game. I'm going to say the Oakland Raiders win 28-24. So it'll be a little exciting game. All right, next game. We have the Kansas City Chiefs going on the road to play the Tennessee Titans. Patrick Mahomes, I think he's back. I'm pretty sure he's back. Tennessee,
yes,
23.3 points per game with Tannehill as the starter, 16.3 with Mariota. So, they made a, big jump right there as it is. 7-point jump right there in points scoring with Ryan Tannehill. So, obviously, they've been doing better with him. Patrick Mahomes, I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's going to play. If not, they looked good with Matt Moore regardless. I think, me and Gledhill were talking about this earlier in the week. Quarterbacks are known to strive, really not taking anything away from Patrick Mahomes. He's a rare talent. But, overall, quarterbacks have been able to strive in Andy Reid's offensive scheme type, football play calling. And, I think that's why Matt Moore's doing well right now. And so, Patrick Mahomes, that comes with all of his success. Obviously, he's a rare talent. But, honestly, if he was playing or not playing, I still like the Kansas City Chiefs in this game. I'm going to say since Patrick Mahomes, I think he's going to come back. I think they're going to make a big statement win right here. Don't sleep on the Chiefs, man. I know they've kind of had a little bit of up and down games this year, but they're still the Chiefs at the end of the day. When they have Patrick Mahomes, they click on all cylinders. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to come in. He's going to sling it. He's not going to look like he missed a beat. I like the Titans been looking better, and it's a home game, so I think they'll stay in it for as long as possible. But I actually have the Chiefs getting a big win here, Glenhill. I think the Chiefs are going to win significantly. I have it 38-20. Who do you have?
Yeah, it's interesting because the Titans have looked a lot better lately, as you said. They didn't score a single point against the Broncos a few weeks ago, and that's really when they made the switch from Mariota to Tannehill. And Tannehill's been, he's been in this league for a while, and he's been, a serviceable quarterback. Not elite for sure, but he's been decent. I think certainly better than Mariota in this situation. He's certainly the guy you got to go with at this point. It looks like they've been running the ball well. They beat the Chargers, beat the Bucs, who the Bucs are, a team that, you can't really sleep on. I know they're not, the record isn't too great right now, but they've kind of been in every single game. So a good win for them there. And then did lose to the Panthers last week, but I really I think the Panthers are a playoff team. I don't know how far they can make it in the playoffs, but I do think they are a playoff team. Christian McCaffrey went off on them. That was crazy. Yeah, I think the Titans can definitely win this game, but I think maybe we'll see Mahomes back. And I don't know. I just feel like my gut is telling me to pick the Chiefs in this one. And yeah, I'm going to take the Chiefs 30-26.
Okay. Well, I've got a little update right here. Apparently, Patrick Mahomes is getting healthier, but it's looking like he won't suit up. So he actually might not.
That might be smart.
But I think Matt Moore will still, obviously he's more than capable of handling the load for another week. So if Patrick Mahomes plays, I'm going to say 38-20. If Patrick Mahomes doesn't play, I'll say like 27-23. I mean, they'll still win.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yes, they will.
And the Chiefs are 3.5-point favorite in that game. And I forgot to say the Chargers game. The Chargers are 1 point favorite. So forgot to say that. So yeah, we both got the Chiefs there. Next game, we have the Arizona Cardinals going on the road to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Cardinals have allowed 24 passing touchdowns this season. That's the most in the NFL. So we know that their defense isn't very good. Meanwhile, Buccaneers held on there a little bit with Seattle, but couldn't get it done because, at the end of the day, the overtime rules in NFL suck. Russell Wilson got the ball, led them down the field, and that's game, man. So, they hung in there. That was a really exciting game to watch. I was watching that game. That was one of the games I was watching last week. I was paying attention to. It was a really good game. They held in there. Buccaneers 2-6, but they've been playing a lot better than their record shows.
For sure.
Cardinals 3-5-1. You said last week Kingsbury and Kyler Murray are finally starting to figure it out a little bit, which has been really good. David Johnson's been banged up, but I think he's back fully. And then now they have Kenyon Drake, who had a monster game against the 49ers, which that was a really close division game last week. So, honestly, by record showing, this doesn't seem like it's going to be a very good game. But Gledhill, I actually think this one's going to be a really good game.
I think so too.
I think this could be possibly one of the sleeper games of the week. But I'll hold my horse a little bit. It's your turn to pick. So who do you got in this game?
Yeah, it's actually a really tough one for me. Just looking at it because, like you said, the Buccaneers are playing better than their record shows. I really like their offense. I think, with Bruce Arians as their coach, I think they've looked pretty good. Jameis didn't throw a pick last week. I didn't watch that game, so I don't know exactly what that means. He didn't throw a pick, though. Looks like they ran the ball okay. Mike Evans had a good game, scored a lot of points. I like this offense. I think they're going to be able to put up points in this game against the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are going to be able to put up points as well. I like what Kyler and Kingsbury are starting to brew up there down in Arizona. So I think we're going to have a high-scoring game. I think both teams are going to score above 30 points. And I don't know. This is a tough one for me, but I'm going to go ahead. My gut is telling me to go with the Cardinals. I'm going to pick the Cardinals in this one.
All right.
On the road, they get it.
What's the score going to be?
It's going to be 35-34.
That'd be an awesome game right there, man.
Yes, it would be.
So, yeah, Gledhill, this is where I disagree with you. I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I like the matchup in this game.
All right.
I think this game is going to be a shootout. I'm excited to watch it. Both these teams are probably not going to make the playoffs, obviously, but But I think this is going to be a really one of those instant classic games of two teams that are not very good. But yeah, I think it's going to be really good. What really is what's really intriguing me about the Buccaneers in this game is the fact that the Cardinals have given up a lot of passing touchdowns, and Jameis Winston, that's really all they strive on right now. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin's been getting a bunch of touchdowns. They might not win, but they put up points. And I'm pretty sure the Buccaneers are averaging like high 20s a game, like almost 30 points a game, which is insane. They're 2-6, and they're putting up those numbers. And I think the Cardinals can't really stop anybody defensively. So I think they'll be able to run the ball pretty well. I know Bruce Arians was saying Ronald Jones is going to be the pure number one back. He's going to get most of the workload, so they won't be sharing it that much with Peyton Barber. So Ronald Jones should be a good fantasy pickup for people that want to get him. It's a 4-point spread. I think, honestly, it'll probably be around there. I have the Buccaneers winning 35-31, right about the spread it is. It's going to be a really good game. I'm excited for this one. I wouldn't be surprised if the Cardinals squeak it out, but in Tampa Bay, that could also be a favorable thing too. But I don't know. I just think Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, I don't think they're going to be able to stop them. So Should be a pretty good. It's going to be a really good one. I'm excited for this. Hopefully, it doesn't disappoint. Buccaneers win 35-31.
Yep.
All right. Next game. We have the AIDS game of the week, in my opinion, but also the Battle of New York. The Battle of New York. New York Giants, I guess, staying home to play the home team versus home team. New York Giants playing the New York Jets. Giants have won 5 out of the last 6 games versus the Jets. 2-7 versus 1-7. The Jets just freaking lost to the Dolphins. Man, Gladell. Okay, so this is my pick. 2.5 point spread. I'm gonna take the Giants. I'm gonna take the Giants to win this game. This game sucks. There's not really much more to say. I think Saquon will be able to establish the run. Daniel Jones, if he can just limit the turnovers, this team is a lot better than what it shows. They're still not good by any stretch of the imagination. Their defense is probably the worst in the league. It's up there. If not 31, it's 32, 30 range, So this game is going to be super boring. I mean, maybe since it's the Battle of New York and people want to get some bragging rights, or they want to get bragging rights, maybe it'll be a good game. But no, I don't see it. I have it pretty low scoring, 24-20. I say the Giants win. Nothing special. And Sam Darnold is still going to be seeing ghosts this week. So, yeah, Giants win 24-20. Who do you got?
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to have to agree with you on this one. Neither of these teams are looking great right now. I mean, it's a battle for two quarterbacks who could potentially be franchise quarterbacks, but I don't really know. I think I don't know. I just think that the Giants are going to be able to run the ball better. I think maybe they're going to be able to stop the run a little bit better as well. So I think because of that, I think Daniel Jones is going to be able to make some more plays than Darnold is. Giants are playing slightly better right now. The Jets are maybe the coldest team in the league outside of, well, I guess the Dolphins are terrible too, but the Bengals are, I guess the Bengals haven't won a game, but the Jets are right down there with them. It sucks. You hate to see it. Actually, I love to see it, but the Giants are going to win this game. Let's go. Let's go 20-14.
20-14. Nothing special.
Yeah.
And I think that one's pretty easy for AIDS game of the week. You agree with me on that one?
Yep, I agree.
All right. Next game, we have the NFC South showdown. We have the Atlanta Falcons going on the road to play the New Orleans Saints. The Saints have allowed 14.8 points per game since week 4. Third fewest in the NFL. Defense is obviously really good, really underrated. Saints rolling 7-1. Drew Brees is back. They came off a bye week. They beat the Cardinals, and they just came off a bye. Falcons. I think the Falcons just came off a bye too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they just did. And Falcons, obviously, Dan Quinn on the hot seat. They're terrible.
Yeah.
1-7.
He's done.
So Gledhill. Falcons and Saints are known for having. I know this is not a favorable matchup at all for the Falcons, but Falcons and Saints normally have pretty high scoring, close division games. So, how do you see this game playing out?
How do I see this game playing out? Yikes. I don't know. I mean, my gut tells me that the Saints are going to roll them, but at the same time, like you said, it's a division game. Maybe we could see something a little bit close. But, I mean, this is the NFL. I mean, let's be real here. Like, these are all professional football players. Falcons are coming off a bye as well. They're not happy with how things are going right now. So maybe they come out and maybe maybe play with some fire early on in this game. Maybe try to make a little bit of a statement. Yeah, I mean, they did play the Seahawks close. I mean, it was 27-20 in that one. They lost in a shootout with the Cardinals earlier this year. I mean, they've been able to score some points. I think they maybe will against the Saints, even though their defense is playing well. Is Matt Ryan hurt? Am I sleeping under a rock here?
Matt Ryan is projected to be back this week. I mean, he missed that one game versus the Seahawks, but I mean, he had the bye week to rest up, and I think he's coming back.
Yeah, because I'm seeing now that Matt Schaub was the starting quarterback. Which
that's who it was.
I didn't know that I was still playing football.
Yeah, dude, that's who it was. Matt Schaub was the one that almost brought them back.
Matt Schaub, dude.
Matt Schaub, no kidding.
He was 39 of 52, 460 yards, touchdown, 1 interception. Not like optically the stats don't look too terrible. But,
what?
Yeah. No, but I'm going to take the Saints at home in this one. Yeah, maybe both teams will score some points, but I think the Saints will be more prepared. They're a little bit hotter right now. They're not going to drop this one the way they're playing right now. They're just not going to. Saints win it. I think they pull away. It's going to be 38-24.
I like the score. I think it's going to be a higher scoring game for sure. Drew Brees and Matt Ryan obviously should both be back for this, but that's where it kind of ends for me. I think Atlanta, the Falcons have their defense is atrocious. It is so bad. Like, when you have that much talent, you have Matt Ryan, who is arguably a top 10 quarterback in the league when he's at his best. I think he is, no doubt. Julio Jones, arguably the best receiver in the league. Calvin Ridley, he's a stud. He's only in his second year. Austin Hooper is a very good tight end. And then you have Devontae Freeman, who's a solid back. So how are you that bad? Well, one, Dan Quinn is terrible. And two, their defense is just so bad. I mean, they always have injuries to their defense, and they're not playing. And their offensive line is terrible too. So when you have that much talent and you're 1-7, that tells me that there's a problem. I mean, we don't need to get into all that because we know the Falcons suck this year. They're one of the worst teams in the league, probably top 5 worst. They've just been playing so bad this year. Matt Ryan gets garbage minutes or garbage stats. And yeah, I got the Saints winning pretty comfortably. It's a 12.5-point spread. I think the Falcons will cover it, and it'll be a high-scoring, division game. Saints and Falcons always get in high-scoring division games, but Saints, like you said, they always pull away in the end. So, I mean, I think they'll cover the spread. I like 38-28. That's a good score for me. So, I think 10-point game is probably beneficial, but they will cover the spread. So, yeah. Next game, we have the Buffalo Bills going on the road to play the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland just lost to Denver. They look terrible. That OBJ's not getting the ball. Freddie Kitchens in the hot seat. Blah, blah, blah. Cleveland overhyped as usual. But it's looking like Kareem Hunt's coming back here in a couple weeks. So it'll be very interesting to see how they utilize the running game with him and Chubb. I'm excited for that. We'll see if he looks.
You said he's gonna be there this week. He's gonna be playing this week.
No, I don't think it's this week. I think it's after this week. But okay. I mean, I know he's back in practice.
Yeah.
So that's good there. Let's start with Buffalo. Has not allowed a 100-yard receiver this season. They're the only team that actually has not done that, surprisingly. So their defense is very underrated. They haven't. Their schedule's been pretty favorable. They played the Jets. They played the Dolphins. They're about to play the Dolphins again. They've only lost to the Patriots and the Eagles. They kind of got exposed in the Eagles game. They beat the Bengals. Like, they've had some pretty favorable matchups this year. That's why they're 6-2. Still in the AFC East hunt. Which is actually surprising. Normally, by this point in the season, the Patriots already have it locked up, but not in this case. Cleveland obviously just not looking good right now. Baker Mayfield, having media problems, can't give the ball to Odell. Offensive line is bad. Freddie Kitchens can't call a play to save his life. Defense is not good. The Browns are just all over the place. I know they're at home, and I know this could probably be more of a bounce back game. I don't think so. I think the Bills win in a boring one. I think they'll shut down Baker Mayfield. He'll throw a couple picks, and overall, I just have the Bills getting not really an interesting win. I'm gonna say the Bills win 23-16. So that's what I have, and I think I'm pretty sure it's a 2.5 point favorite. So that'll be interesting there. Who do you have, Glenhill?
Yeah, Baker Mayfield, the alcoholic detective. That's what he looked like in that press conference.
Oh yeah.
Shaved his handlebar mustache because he didn't think he deserved it. Yeah, he did. I mean, the Browns are 2-6 now. I think Baker deserves some blame. Freddie Kitchens deserves some blame. I mean, the blame can be shared all the way around. I think it's very complex. So I don't think it's right to blame one guy. But yeah, I mean, Baker is supposedly this franchise quarterback, number 1 overall pick last year, and things haven't been working out. So something has to give at some point. Coming off another tough loss. I mean, they're 2-6 now. And, here they are hosting the Buffalo Bills, who have one of the better defenses in the league. They're very physical. I don't like them on the offensive side. I just don't think they have enough firepower to compete with some of the better teams in the AFC. I don't think they can beat New England or a Kansas City or a Baltimore when they get into the playoffs. So I don't know if I see them going. I don't see them going past the divisional round. Probably not even the wild card round. But anyways, yeah, they're going to win this game, I think. I could see the Browns, are known for, with their talent, they could come out and win this game, having a bounce back. I could see that, actually. It wouldn't completely shock me, especially, being at home. Yeah, I'm just going to have to take the Bills in this one, though. It's going to be a low-scoring game, I think, but they end up pulling it out. I'm going to say it's going to be 21-17.
Very nice. Next game, we have the Baltimore Ravens going on the road to play the Cincinnati Bengals. Here we go, Glenn Hill. Andy Dalton's era in Cincinnati is finally done. Ryan Finley makes his first career start. So
done.
We all know about Ravens and Bengals rivalry. I said last time, I mean, the Bengals always, I think Andy Dalton has a winning record against the Baltimore Ravens. I said that. I mean, it might be tied now. But Andy Dalton's not there anymore. Either way, I had that last game being close, and it was close. The Ravens still won, of course. Bengals are a train wreck. I think they're the worst team in the NFL at this point. 0-8. Awful. Franchise is a joke. Ryan Finley doesn't shock me. I mean, Andy Dalton wasn't even playing bad as it is. They're just so bad overall. They get A.J. Green back. I heard he's coming back. I don't know if he's going to make much of an impact. This is his debut, Week 10. He's going to be rusty if he plays. I heard he might not even be that ready anyways. So that doesn't change the fact. I mean, I know he's kind of the Ravens. He's known as the Ravens killer. But come on, guys. This isn't 2015. This isn't 2014 season. It's 2019. The Ravens are on fire. They just beat the New England Patriots. They just made a statement win in the NFL. Killing the Patriots. So, I mean, I know it's a division game, and it'd be really easy. I mean, the easy pick is just to say the Ravens plumb them and blow them out by 28 points. But that's not the case. They're playing in Cincinnati. It's a division game. Baltimore is a 10-point favorite. I'd say it would be about that. I'd say they'll win, but probably about. I think they'll cover it. I don't.
The first time they played the season, it was 23-17.
Yeah.
Ravens.
And it was in Baltimore. So, I think this game will be close again, but it's going to be another easy win for the Ravens. It will be a close score on the scoreboard, but the Ravens are still going to comfortably win this game. Ryan Finley's not going to go in, not going to beat the Ravens. No. Yeah, there's no way. I don't even know what a good score for this game is. I'll just say Ravens win 27-20.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, the Ravens just um, um, the Ravens just beat the Patriots. Now the Patriots aren't undefeated anymore. How funny would it be if the next week they lose to the Bengals, meaning that the Bengals get their first win? So
that would be
give
funny.
the Patriots their first loss, then the next week give the Bengals their first win. That would be funny. I'd have a good laugh at that. But no, that's not going to happen. I don't know. I mean, are the Bengals tanking right now? I mean, at this point, like, I guess you probably should just go for that number 1 overall pick. Bring in Tua or Herbert or whoever you want. Be your franchise quarterback, and then you just got to build around him. I don't know. I don't know if I like the future of this franchise. I don't really know much about Zach Taylor. The thing is, like, he was good with Jared Goff in Los Angeles, but everyone's looking for the next, young offensive mind. I guess Sean McVay, I guess, and I don't know, what the Bengals have in Zach Taylor. I haven't really read much about him, but the results haven't been good this season. That's the bottom line. That's what we're focusing on right now. So we'll kind of see how that plays out. I mean, the thing is, they only have that 1 first-round pick, and yeah, they're going to have to get a franchise quarterback, duh. But then after that, like, how are you going to build this roster? It's tough right now. But yeah, no, they're not gonna beat the Ravens. I think maybe they win a game this season. I don't know if I see the Bengals going 0-16. Maybe they will, but yeah, they're not going to get that first win this week. They're going to fall to 0-9. Ravens win this one. Yeah, I like your score, but I think let's go 27-17. Ravens win.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say like 27-20, 27-17 range. I think it'll just be right around the spread as it is. So I think that's a pretty favorable spread there.
Yeah.
So yeah, next game we have the Detroit Lions going on the road to play the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears. Oh man, you can't pick them. You can't pick them. They let you down. They let you down. Mitchell Trubisky, 5 passing touchdowns in 7 starts this season. That is god awful. They can't. I'm pretty sure they've only had like 1 300-yard game this whole season, like on offense. That is not good. That's just not going to cut it. You're not going to win games like that. And then you have freaking Mike Nagy, not running the ball with David Montgomery. It's just a train wreck in Chicago. They're 3-5, but the Lions have been struggling too, 3-4-1. Honestly, this game is a coin flip for me. But Glenn, I'll let you pick this game.
Here's interesting thing. So I'm reading right now. So I guess Kenny Golladay is from Chicago, and looks like the Bears passed on Golladay a couple times in the 2017 draft. Of course, he ended up getting picked up by the Lions, and has been really good so far. Really nice young wide receiver for that team. I guess he was asked by a reporter how he felt about not playing for his hometown team or something like that. And his reply was, "It's all right. I'm with Matt Stafford." So a little bit of a shot at Mitchell Trubisky there. And he was actually asked like if that was a shot, and he jokingly said with a smile, "Hey, I ain't saying nothing." So it definitely was. Which is funny. I mean, Trubisky's averaging 5.6 yards per play through 8 games, or 5.6 yards per attempt through 8 games. Not good. Bears are disappointing 3-5. Just lost to the Eagles. I don't know. They could wake back up and win this game. The Lions defense hasn't been playing too great. I remember I said earlier this year that they might be really good this year, especially with defensive mind and Matt Patricia as their head coach. But you know what? You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say this is the week that the Lions defense wakes up. Matt Patricia's defensive mind. I think he'll prepare well for this game. I really like the future of the Lions because I think their culture is kind of changing. I think Matt Stafford still has has some good years ahead of him. I like some of the young guys that they have on the offensive end, and I think they'll keep building on the defensive side going forward. And the new talent they'll get on defense will really combine well with Patricia's defensive expertise. But anyways, this week I think they're going to prepare well. I think they're going to stop Trubisky again. And I think this might be it for Trubisky. Honestly, I think they might have to go to a Chase Daniel or something. We'll see how that all works out. But anyways, I'm going to take the Lions on the road. They come back from that loss against the Raiders. Try to prove that they're still in this NFC North race. They're not completely out of it yet. Still make it to the playoffs, which would be huge for this team this year because no one really expected them to even be in that race. So I think they're going to win this game on the road. I like the Lions in this one, 23-21.
Very nice. So yeah, both teams have been kind of this season. I think you summed it up really well. I mean, at this point, I don't think either of these teams. I mean, they look promising at the beginning of the season, but I think at this point, the Vikings and the Packers are just better than them. They're going to pull away in that division. I mean, this is just kind of a battle of the last team in that division. I mean, it's kind of sucks for how good the Bears were last year. Just obviously haven't been playing good. I mean, freaking, the Bears have just been letting you down. But, you never know what you're going to get from the Lions either way. Man, this game is a really tough one for me because I really do want to pick the Lions. But something's telling me to pick the Bears. But see, the thing is but when something's telling me to pick the Bears, it's like, well, if you're picking the Bears, you're picking Mitchell Trubisky. And I don't know if I want to pick Mitchell Trubisky, man. This game is really tough, man. You know what? When in doubt, pick the home team. I'm picking the Bears, Glenhill. If the Bears lose this game, I will never pick them again this season. I can't. I'm honestly surprised I'm picking them now. I know they should have beat the Chargers. They kind of got hold in that game. I don't know. I just think they're going to put something together this game. You said if this could be the game where they bounce back. I hope it is. I really do. I think David Montgomery will run the ball. If Nagy just runs the ball with Montgomery, they can win this game. Mr. Trubisky just doesn't have to play like semi-decent. You don't have to do anything special. Like, I don't think this game will be anything special. I think the Bears will win 20-17.
All right. Fair enough. Go either way.
Yeah. All right. Next game, we have the Miami Dolphins going on the road to play the Indianapolis Colts. Colts have won 6 out of the last 7 games versus the Dolphins. Jacoby Brissett got an MCL sprain, but he's projected to be back this week. They lost to the Steelers. I mean, there was some bad play calling on that game. They really shouldn't have won that game. And then, obviously, they muffed the field goal to lose it. So the Steelers got away with that one. Indianapolis is a 10.5-point favorite. I think, Brian Hoyer, he's hopefully, he doesn't play, but if not, I think the Colts will win pretty easily. They're at home. They're a really good defensive team. I still like the Colts. I know they've had a couple bad losses. Their 3 losses this season have been to the Chargers, the Raiders, and the Steelers. So those aren't really favorable losses for them, especially come playoff time. But I still like them in that division. They beat the Texans a couple weeks ago. They don't even have their franchise quarterback in Andrew Luck, and they're still, they're dealing with a lot of adversity. So the Miami Dolphins, they're terrible. I know they beat the Jets, but they're terrible, man. Like, Fitzmagic isn't going to do anything against this defense. I think the Colts win pretty easily here. I think the Colts will win 21-7.
Yeah, and Frank Reich was quoted as saying that they're not going to take the Dolphins lightly this week, and I think that's the approach you got to take. I think you can't take any opponent lightly in the NFL. I think the Colts respond in this one. They had a tough loss against the Steelers, a game they really should have won, and they're not going to lose I think they're too well run as a franchise to lose back-to-back games, with the second loss being against a team like the Dolphins. I like this Colts team too much. Like you said, their losses were actually, I mean, all three of their losses are not super terrible losses. I think this Colts team, they're still trying to win the AFC South. And I still think, I don't even know if there's a favorite in that division right now, but if anyone's a favorite, it's probably the Colts. And because of that, they're not going to lose to the Dolphins. So Colts win it 24-10. And I think they win it comfortably. Yeah, 24-10.
And they would cover the spread because they're a 10.5-point favorite as well.
Yep.
Next game, we have the LA Rams going on the road to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers are 7-1 in November since 2017. Best in the NFL, but obviously that was with Big Ben, and that was, with the whole different team. This is Mason Rudolph's team now. So, Rams coming off a bye. They finally started to look like themselves. Credit was against the Dolphins. Rams in a tough division with the Seahawks and the 49ers. They're in third place right now, which is really shocking. Defending NFC champion. So, going on to play the Steelers. Who do you got in this game, Gledhill?
Yeah, I think we're going to see a good game from that Rams front seven. I don't. The Steelers are 4-4, which is amazing to me. Again, like they could totally the playoffs. If the Steelers win this game, then they'll have the same record as the Rams at 5-4, which is just like kind of mind blowing to me right now. I don't know. My gut's telling me the Rams in this one. I think their front seven is going to play well. I think they're also going to run the ball well. I don't know what I make of Jared Goff, man. I don't know if I love him as a franchise quarterback. I think he's gotten better, and I like him as a person. I think he's a really high character quarterback. And I don't know. I don't know about the Rams going forward. In the NFC, I don't know what we're going to see from them. Brandon Cooks is out this week, so we will see how that looks. But yeah, I don't know. My gut's just telling me to pick the Rams in this one, and I'm just going to go with them. So, yep, Rams win it. Let's go 33-24.
Yeah, I agree with you. I have the Rams winning 28-21, win by a touchdown. Sean McVay, I think, he'll have the right calls at the right time to walk away with the win in Pittsburgh. And, it's never easy to win in Pittsburgh. But I just think overall they're the better team. And, I think they'll hopefully establish the run game pretty early and win the game. So, Rams win 28-21, not much more to say. Next game. We have a possible good one right here. Carolina Panthers going on the road to play the Green Bay Packers. Christian McCaffrey has 1+ touchdown in 6 straight games, longest active streak in the NFL. Arguably the MVP up there with Russell Wilson. Packers, the thing about the Packers, this is the thing about the Packers. So, the Packers are 7-2. They're obviously a really good team. But I was talking to you about this earlier, Gledhill. The 2 losses they have had have been like bad losses. And not bad losses into the sense that they were against bad teams, but bad in the sense that they kind of got exposed on both sides of the ball both of those games. So
and they did.
Yeah. The Eagles game, the Eagles strictly won that game by pounding the ball against them. And that's exactly what the Chargers did. They pounded the ball.
Yes, they did.
And the Packers, they don't have a scary defense, and it's not like you're going to look at the Packers on paper and be like, whoa, we're playing the Packers this week, we've got to play well. It's like their defense, it's solid. It's like, that's the word to sum it up. It's a solid defense. It's not anything.
It's not going to suffocate you, though. Yeah.
Exactly. So, I don't think the Packers are that great. I think they're a top team in the NFC, but I see a lot of flaws in them. Especially being exposed by the Chargers and being exposed by the Eagles. Like, they're a very beatable team. I don't see them beating a team like right now. I do not see them beating a team like the 49ers, the Saints. I just don't see them beating those, or even the Seahawks. Like I don't see them. I think, and I know Aaron Rodgers. You can never count him out. He's arguably the best quarterback in the league every year, and one of the best quarterbacks of all time. But none of that. Nonetheless, he's not. He's obviously an MVP candidate every year, but like he's not the same Aaron Rodgers that he was, and I think this year I wouldn't take him in a shootout over those guys. Like I wouldn't take him in a shootout over Drew Brees. I wouldn't take him in a shootout over Russell Wilson. I wouldn't take and I would like the 49ers in a favorable defensive matchup against them. So and even in the Cowboys game, the Packers beat the Cowboys. They were killing them the whole first half of the game. But I think the Cowboys lost that game because of coaching, because the Cowboys outplayed the hell out of them in the second half of that game. Like, it was bad. Like, the Packers did absolutely nothing the second half of the game. They just did enough to win because they played good in the first half. And the Cowboys, we've learned a thing or two. Like, you can't play from behind. And that comes with coaching. So I think if the Cowboys have a consistent game against the Packers, I think they'll beat the Pack. I think they can beat the Packers too. So I think the Packers are a really good NFC team. I think they'll make the playoffs. They'll probably win their division. I like them a little bit more than the Vikings, but I don't see them more than a divisional round team. If they make a wild card, they'll win a game probably. If they make the division, I have them late. I don't see them being an NFC champion team as of right now. But that's just me. Anyways, I'm kind of rambling on about them. That's my thoughts on the Packers. This is my game to pick, I guess. This is my upset of the week, Gledhill. I have the Panthers winning. I think.
Do you?
I do. It's a tough game in Lambeau. It might be snowing. It was snowing this week, so we could be in for a not too of an exciting game because of the weather. I think you could give the advantage to the Packers just being in the cold weather, but I like Christian McCaffrey, and I think he will have absolutely no problem running on this defense at all. I think I like the Panthers defense. I think they're very underrated. It's a risk taking Kyle Allen over Aaron Rodgers, especially in Lambeau Field, but I like them in this matchup. I really do. And I think the Packers are going to get humbled one more week, and I think they'll lose a close one. So I have the Panthers winning in a pretty exciting one, 28-27.
Okay.
And also real quick, the Packers are a 5-point favorite. So yeah.
5-point favorites at home. This is definitely a tough one for me. Like you said, this Packers defense, it's good. But yeah, it's not suffocating. It's not a defense that's going to scare you, like you said. I was listening to one of Coward's segments earlier this week, and he was saying that both the Packers' losses to the Eagles and to the Chargers, there was a formula to beating them. It was running the ball. It was pounding them with the run. And if the Panthers establish the run with Christian McCaffrey in this game, which I think they'll be able to do, I think the Panthers can definitely win this game. Seeing Aaron Rodgers, number 12 over there for the Packers, it really makes me want to pick them at home in this one to improve to 8-2 on the season. Panthers are playing so well right now. I like this team a lot. I like their defense. I think Kyle Allen's been playing well. I think he's been complimented well by pretty good O-line play, really good running back, and I think he's also had some good weapons. I think this is a good roster overall, and you know what? I'm going to have to agree with you. I'm going to take the Panthers on the road. there's a part of me that says you got to take the Packers at home in this one, but no, I'm going to take the Panthers. I'm going to take the Panthers on the road, winning a close one. Let's say it's going to be 27-24.
Yeah, and don't get it twisted, guys. I mean, I know Green Bay's really well at home, but they're not unbeatable at home. Like the Eagles beat them in Lambeau. The Raiders almost beat them in Lambeau. The Panthers can do it, man. I know they kind of had a little misshapen, or I don't know if that's the word, but I guess they had a little wake-up call against the 49ers. They got exposed that game. But, I mean, it's the 49ers. I mean, you can't really, for how good the 49ers are playing, it doesn't surprise me that they just went in there and killed them. But, I mean, I think, like you said, if the Panthers run the ball, establish it well, then they can win this game, and I think that will allow them to air out the passing attack with Kyle Allen. So I liked him in that matchup too. So I'm glad you. I was not expecting you to pick that game with me. So that's exciting. All right, next game, Monday Night Football. We'll save the Cowboys game for last. Monday Night Football. We have possible game of the week right here. I think it very well could be Seattle Seahawks going on the road to play the San Francisco 49ers. Russell Wilson is 23-5-1 career record in primetime games. Seahawks 7-2, 49ers 8-0. Both teams clicking on all cylinders right now. San Francisco's a 6.5-point favorite. So Glenhill, do they stay undefeated again, or do the Seahawks give the 40? I mean, it always seems like this is the week the 49ers lose. They always prove us wrong. So Glenhill, who do you have?
Yeah, I've been saying that for the last 2 weeks. At some point, they are going to lose. This team's not going to go 16-0. I'll say it right now. They're going to lose to the Saints or the Packers or someone down the road. Oh, the Ravens are playing the Ravens too.
They play the Ravens.
They got the
Ravens,
they got the Packers,
Packers,
Ravens, and Saints coming up back to back to back. Yeah, that's a big yikes. That's tough. I think they'll win. I think they're going to win 2 of those 3 games. I don't know about all 3. Don't know which one they'll lose, which ones they'll win. We'll kind of look at those later. But, yeah, this week, I'm going to have to take the 49ers in this one. I think it really comes down to defense for me. I don't like Seattle's defense a whole lot, which is weird because Pete Carroll has a history of having some really good defenses. Obviously, we had that Legion of Boom back when they won the Super Bowl. When they made it again, lost to the Patriots that year, another good defense. They got Bobby Wagner and then a bunch of dudes after that, and I don't know. I just don't think this defense is good enough for this team to really make a long playoff run. Russell Wilson's the MVP of the league. There's no doubt about that. He is far and away the favorite right now. He is so valuable to this team, worth every penny.
Oh, shoot. We lost Glenhill. Hold on a second, boys. Hold on a second. Always going to happen at the worst time. Guess we're going to have to FaceTime. You know what? I'm starting to think that his phone died because there's no way he would not answer if some connection thing went wrong. So, wow. This is the first time it's ever happened. All right, we'll wait for him to come in. I'm sure he'll be charging his phone. So I guess I'll go ahead and pick this game. I'll just go ahead and do my analysis over it. So obviously the Seahawks, 22 passing touchdowns, first in the NFL. Or that's Russell Wilson. I'm sorry, not Seahawks. I mean, I guess he's the Seattle Seahawks if you want to call it. 49ers, 138 passing yards per game, first in the NFL. So this is an offense versus defensive matchup. I'm really excited to see what goes on. I think it's going to be a good game, but I'm picking the 49ers in a big win. And the reason I'm picking the 49ers is because what I've seen from the Seahawks the past few weeks, or even last week versus Buccaneers, is their defense is kind of and they've been in close games. I mean, they're a really good team. Don't get me wrong, and they very well could win this game and win the division. But they're watching them play. It's like, yeah, they're a really good team, but it's like if they didn't have Russell Wilson, they'd be so screwed, And I think, that they got into a shootout. They almost lost to the Buccaneers. They got into a shootout with the Buccaneers. And a team that the 49ers literally toyed with. I know it's all about matchups, but 49ers, that they would have killed the Buccaneers again. So I like 49ers in this game. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, but I think the 49ers will win pretty significantly. Monday Night Football, I like it. I'm going to say the 49ers win. Not too high-scoring, minimal scoring game. I say that the 49ers win a big one, 31-24. They'll win by touchdown. So, big game. They'll be the front runners of that division. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Seahawks win. But you guys got to stop sleeping on the 49ers because the 49ers are just – their defense has been, only allowing 138 passing yards per game. That's insane. Literally insane. And, obviously they haven't played the best schedule in the world. But, the Rams aren't a bad team. And Jared Goff – isn't the best quarterback, but he only threw 78, 79 yards passing against him. That's insane. We're going to see how good the 49ers are going to be down the stretch, especially the last few games of the season, or the next few weeks of the season. They got Seattle this week. They got, Ravens, Green Bay, Saints. We're going to see how good they are. But I think they're legit. I think it's either them or the Saints are the best team in the NFL. And, as we were talking about earlier, here we go. Glenn Hill, did your phone die?
Our phone died, yep.
Bro, okay. I was just telling them, I was just picking the game. I was giving my analysis on the game. Basically, I just said I have the 49ers winning 31-24. It's a very real matchup, but I think the 49ers have looked better. And the Seahawks, their defense, what I've saw in the last few games is they're squeaking out close wins, and it's letting me know how much valuable Russell Wilson is to the team. And it's like if they didn't have him, they'd be kind of screwed. 49ers toyed with the team that literally the Seahawks almost lost to. I know it's all about matchups, but the 49ers, they've just been playing better. 138 passing yards per game. That's insane. We're going to see how good they are in the next few weeks playing the Saints, the Ravens, the Packers. I think they're legit. Don't get it twisted, but they're clicking all cylinders right now, and I think they're going to be the front runner in that division after winning this game for sure. So 49ers win 31-24, and like you were saying, you were talking about it. You said Russell Wilson was worth every penny.
Yep, I did. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where the Seahawks would be without this team. They wouldn't be 7-2, that's for sure. But yeah, no, in this game, I just 49ers, they're gonna stay undefeated. I totally see it happening. They're gonna be 9-0. Again, like I said, they're gonna lose at some point, but it's not gonna be this week to the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks might be a tinge overrated, just a little bit. Again, love Russell Wilson. I think this team can run the ball pretty well as well. Maybe some good weapons. They just added Josh Gordon, which I think could be huge.
He is expected to play.
What's that?
He is expected to play this week.
Yeah, and that could be big for them if he can. I think he's entering a good system too. I like that system up in Seattle that he's entering. I think it's a good spot for him. Yeah, I just don't love this defense. That's really what it is. And I think the 49ers are going to win this game. I'm going to say it's going to be 30. I like 31-24. I'm going to say it's me. I'll do a different score. I'll say 30-23. Why not?
Just kind of switch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, very nice. And that brings us to the last game of the week. We have the Minnesota Vikings going on the road to play The boys, the Dallas Cowboys, 5-3 versus
Yes.
6-3. Dang, Cowboys another primetime game 2 weeks in a row. That's the Cowboys for you. Prescott, most primetime wins, 14 since entering the NFL in 2016, which is absolutely insane. Kirk Cousins hasn't really shown up in primetime games throughout his career, but they have been looking good. They lost a close one to the Chiefs on the road, which I thought they would get the best out of them. Fighting with the Packers in this division. I guess I'll pick this. Actually, you pick because I always pick the Cowboys games last.
Yeah, go for it. I'll go for it real quick, and then I'll let you go off. Yeah, I'll keep it quick. You know what? I'm gonna have to take the Cowboys at home. Like we said, Kirk Cousins has a history of not showing up in primetime games. I think, he's playing well lately, but he hasn't really played well against the defense as good as the Cowboys. So I think we see a little bit of struggle. I think Kirk Cousins is going to struggle a little bit this week. I like him as a person. I think he's a good I think he might be a good leader, but like on the field, I just don't see it. I don't see him being a long-term option for this Vikings team. This is a very talented team. I think they're probably well coached as well, but I don't know. Like you look at teams in recent history who have moved off their quarterbacks, and they're all happy right now. The Chiefs are the prime example. Alex Smith was a good quarterback for them. He was taking them to the playoffs. They take a little bit of a risk, move off of him. He was getting older, and they take a risk, and they're like, you know what? We trust this Mahomes kid that we drafted. We drafted him with the 11th pick or whatever they picked him with. High draft pick. We're gonna throw this guy in. We trust him. We think he's prepared well. We think he has high upside. We're gonna throw him in there, and it has obviously worked so well for them. They don't regret that one bit. I think the Vikings might be in a similar situation where I think this draft, I think they're going to be picking in maybe the 10 to 15 range, maybe 15 to 20, depending on how they finish up. And we'll see kind of who's on the board, but I think they should probably at least consider picking up a quarterback with that first round pick, putting him in that system, and eventually planning to move off of Kirk Cousins, because this roster is not going to be talented for much long. I mean, in the NFL, it's so tough to keep a super talented roster for a long time. This league is not made for dynasties. It's not made for teams to be good for a long time. And so I think pretty soon they're gonna have to move off of him. But anyways, in this game, I think he's gonna struggle a little bit. I think the Cowboys will control this game from the start. I think they'll be able to get the run game going. Prescott will be able to make some plays with his arm. I think the defense is going to step up and play big. I got to take the Cowboys in this one. It is going to be, let's just say the Cowboys win it 26-21.
Very nice. I have the Cowboys winning 30-26. I'm just going to keep this as short and sweet as possible. I don't see how you can pick against them this week. I mean, they're at home. They finally look like they're clicking on all cylinders now. I know they just beat the Giants. The main thing about the Cowboys is, honestly, if they just don't start slow, they should win this game pretty easily, in my opinion. I know it'll be a close game, but Kirk Cousins doesn't normally play all that great in primetime games, and he doesn't normally play all that great against the Cowboys. I'm pretty sure he's only beat the Cowboys like one time in his whole career, and that was the year that we went 4-12 and Romo was hurt, and we had Matt Castle at quarterback. So, our team was trash at the time. I just really don't see the Vikings winning this game unless the Cowboys have a slow start. If they have a slow start, I can see Minnesota getting 10-point, 13-point lead, and then the Cowboys just playing catch up, and then it's too late. But I think being at home, they've looked a lot better at home this season. And and I just think they're going to establish the run really early. I know Minnesota's a tough defense, and I think it'll be a close game. I have it 30-26, but I don't see the Vikings winning this game, and I think Kirk Cousins will make some crucial mistakes. I like Dak Prescott in this offense. I really do. Like, I know you can say all you want about the Cowboys are overrated. They haven't, every time they play a good team, they always suck. But it's like, if you think about it, like, if you look at their roster is one of the most talented teams in the league. Like, they're super young. They have guys that are all in their young 20s. They're probably the youngest team in the league, if I'm being honest, like up there with the 49ers. You say this league is not made for dynasties. You were very right about that. I mean, look at the Rams last year. They went all in on their team to get to the Super Bowl. They did it. They lost to the Patriots, but they went all in. And dynasties aren't meant to last. I'm not saying the Cowboys have any dynasty, but I do like the nice squad that they have. And I don't know. I just think it's really exciting for Cowboys fans. I mean, I really do think that the day that Jason Garrett finally gets, fired and, he walks out of that building, I think, sky's the limit for this team. I think they're really talented. And, maybe Dak isn't a Super Bowl winning quarterback, but, I think they could be a lot more consistent of a football team with Dak. And I think he's obviously the guy. So he'll be getting paid, whenever he does. But anyways, like I was saying, enough of that stuff. I think the Cowboys win 30-26. Close game. If they just don't start slow, they will win this game. I promise you. If they play consistent football, which they haven't really done this year, if they play consistent football, they will not lose this game. I promise you. And that's not even being biased. That's just putting roster to roster together. The Cowboys are a better team than the Vikings. They are a better team than them on paper. And if they play consistent, if they both play to their potential, the Cowboys will win this game because they're the better football team. 30-26, Cowboys get it done. Boom! There we go. All right, so that's our picks this week. Obviously, we had a little bit of a difference of opinion. I went on a limb and I picked the Bears over the Lions. Not really confident about that game. We picked 49ers stay undefeated. That could go either way. Carolina over Green Bay, that's an upset. That Packers could very well win that game. Tampa Bay, Arizona could go either way. Even the Browns could pull something out of their ass and beat the Bills. And then the Battle of New York, AIDS game of the week. Who knows? Maybe the Jets beat the Giants. So there's a lot of those games. Chargers, Raiders. All these games are going to be pretty close. So hopefully it's not a stalemate week. Me and Glenn Hill picked 2 or 3 games differently. So, I mean, someone's going to do bad. Or someone's not going to do as good as the other. But yeah, guys, that's our picks. I guess we'll see you guys next week. You got anything else to add, Glenn Hill?
No, I don't.
All right,
Sounds
go
good,
Cowboys,
man.
and we'll see you next week. Peace out.
Yeah.